We're now joined in studio by Sunday Times political editor Sthembiso Msomi. Thank you so for joining us. Good to have you in studio. Various reports in terms of what ensued. Tell us exactly what happened.
One of the producers gets a phone call from someone who was not identified to us, and then they are given an instruction that the interview should not continue. He passes the message on to the eNCA of the show, who for a while was on the phone trying to fight with whoever was on the phone. And then Sakina then comes out, tells us that, guys, I'm sorry, we cannot continue with this program.
Did she give you reasons as to why?
She will not give us more than just that she's been instructed from higher up.
Okay, so in other words, you got the sense that you were not wanted at the SABC studios. Do you think that had something to do with the content that you were about to give out? Were you briefed beforehand? Were you going to be relatively critical? And perhaps that's why it was canned.
For me, it didn't really make sense, because what we were going to talk about is the media and how the media has covered Mangaung, which included newspapers that we work for. It was not just about the SABC. And we were not going to talk about government or the ANC. We were talking about ourselves, and now we have covered the story around Mangaung. So it didn't make sense why anyone would want to ban such a show. Prior
to the conference in Polokwane in 2007, we saw the blacklisting of various journalists during that time. Do you believe that this is happening again?
Maybe there's someone who doesn't like particular journalists, but what puzzles me is that we are on various SABC radio shows. I've been on radio several times in the past 2 months, and there hasn't been any problem. So I didn't understand why someone will say we should not be on Metro FM.
What do you think prompted this, though?
I suspect, it's just a suspicion, that it had more to do with what had happened the night before with the show that the Minister of Public Works, Mr. Tulesi, had with Sakina, because it was such a heated debate. Although Sakina was pretty fair, the callers were really hard on the minister. So someone must have felt at the SABC that Sakina is just too independent and that she needs to be controlled. So when the next day they hear that she's got journalists from print media discussing Mangaung, they must have freaked out.
All right, and what's also interesting to note is that, again, we had a lot of callers coming through once again. This is what the reports say, to Metro FM, saying that why didn't this debate go on? And it seems that a lot of viewers and listeners were actually very disgruntled with the fact that you didn't appear on the show.
Yes, they were. The first callers were wondering whether the journalists didn't turn up, but other people were saying, really. There was music for about 10 minutes on radio, so they were asking what had happened, but the announcer couldn't.
Sthembiso, do you think we should be making a fuss about this?
I think we should, yes.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. Great to have you in studio. Much appreciated for your time. Sthembiso Msomi, a political editor at the Sunday Times.